What's up, my pilots? Angry Poncho here, and this is the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color. Oh, we're gonna start a new file and delete. Ooh, too loud in my headphones. Delete the data. Yes, all the data was deleted. My name is Poncho. So this is a hilariously old game. I think it came out in title screen said 98, I believe. Poncho is crazy about Pokemon and Pokemon card collecting. One day, Poncho heard a rumor. The legendary Pokemon cards. The extremely rare and powerful cards held by Pokemon trading card game's greatest players. The Grand Masters are searching for one to inherit the legend! Dreaming of inheriting the legendary Pokemon cards, Poncho visits the Pokemon researcher, Dr. Mason. The way it's in a different font makes me just think that you should read it like it's your voicemail box and you had to pre-record your name. Like, you'll go into your voicemail box and be like, oh, I gotta record. Okay, it'll say like, oh, please say your name after the beep, and it'll beep, and you'll go Poncho, and then the sentence that'll play back when people call you will be like, you've reached the mailbox of Poncho. To leave a message, please. It's like, okay, all right, that didn't sound natural at all. You want to learn how to play the Pokemon trading card game? So you too finally want to start playing the card game. Well, dueling is more fun than just collecting powerful cards. What? First you should practice. So basically, this is Dr. Mason. He's the professor for this game. And he's going to give us a starter deck. And we're going to play against his intern, Sam. So I'll kind of step through doing what they say to do, but I'm basically going to explain this game as we go along. What do you want to ask about? Gosh, I guess I can explain these here and then just whip through the battle really fast. So basically, this is a Pokemon trading card game. So it's a Game Boy game for the trading card game. A little bit meta, but hey, it works. It's pretty fun, actually. And the rules are actually really similar. It's actually pretty much identical, I think, to the first base set initial release of Pokemon cards from like 98 or so. And maybe 96, 97. And there's even real cards in the game. In fact, I think most of the cards in the game existed in paper when the game came out, and some of them came out afterwards. So anyway, this is basically how to play the Pokemon trading card game still to this day, I believe. I don't think the rules have changed all that much. So you, oh gosh, how do we start here? Okay, so you use energy cards to power up your Pokemon. Pokemon are going to need energy in order to either attack or to retreat. And you can evolve your Pokemon. So if you play a Charmander, then on the next turn, you can play a Charmeleon card on top and evolve your Charmander. You can use Pokemon Power, which is basically some cards have effects on them that say, once a turn, you get to do something. And then you can end your turn. Winning or losing a duel. So basically, you're going to be attacking your opponent's Pokemon. Each of you will have one Pokemon out in the battle area of the field. And you can have up to 5 Pokemon on your bench, which is closer to you on the table. And the way you win is, at the beginning of a duel, you decide how many prizes you're going to play for, and at the start, after drawing your starting hand, you deal out that many prize cards face down on the table. And each time you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon, you draw a prize card. And once you've drawn all the prize cards, all the ones from your deck, you win the duel. There are also some other technical ways to win. You lose the duel automatically if you don't have any Pokemon in play. So if your Pokemon in play gets killed and you have no Pokemon on your bench, you lose. And you also lose if you run out of cards in your deck and you try to draw from an empty deck. Each player will draw 7 cards to start the game after being shuffled by the opponent. So, yeah, he's going to tell us literally exactly what to do for this battle. So I'm basically just going to do exactly what he says. So the way evolution works is you have to put down a basic Pokemon, which is to say an unevolved Pokemon first, and then you can put the evolution card down on top of it. So we've got a Goldeen here, and then so we put our Goldeen into play and we put our Staryu on the bench. And basically, this is all scripted, so we're going to win. And then, you like the Pikachu head on the coin? Isn't that cute? This game just makes me so happy. I never played it as a kid, but I played it on my phone during a period when I was pretty bummed out, and it brought me a lot of joy. And I recently played it again, just for fun. And it just brought me back to that good feeling. It's such a simple game, but it's a lot of fun. It's a... Oh, damn, what do I have to do? Okay, Water Energy, Goldeen, and Horn Attack. Alright. I'm just gonna do what he says really fast and explain the battle system later because he doesn't give me any options here. I have to do exactly what he says, which is kind of weird. Maybe not the best way to teach. I guess it's a good place to start. Anyway, I also noticed in the text earlier, he says, maybe you should read the manual that comes with this game before playing, which is like, yeah, give this to an 8-year-old on Christmas and tell him that. Your Goldine's gonna get knocked out! Ba-ba! Oh, and this Let's Play is dedicated to Broken Champion, who's a Let's Play of the same game I've been watching on YouTube this week. It's a great inspiration. So we're gonna evolve Goldine by attaching Sea King to it. And then we're going to put a Psychic Energy on it, and we're going to attack with Waterfall. I'm saying out loud so I can remember what he told me to do. And then, Waterfall. Boom! So, your attacks have a base power. So, Waterfall does 30 damage, etc. And there is still a type system. Like, if you know how the Pokemon games work, the RPG ones, there's a type system, you know? It's a giant table of rock, paper, scissors, this does double to this, etc. kind of things. So basically, this game has a similar system, and the Pokemon trading card game does, still to this day, have a pretty similar system, but it's a bit simplified. So basically, there aren't as many types, because when this game came out, I think there were 15 types of Pokemon? Because they hadn't yet added Steel or Dark. I should have read... What did he say? Yeah, okay, cool. I should have read... Wait, no, damn it, I said the same thing I was going to not say. I should have read what he said, because I didn't remember, but I guessed right. Anyway, there were... Yeah, because they hadn't added Steel type, they hadn't added Dark type, so I think there were only 15, and they recently added Fairy to both the card game and the the video games, I'm just going to call them. And so... There are only essentially 7 types in the trading card game. Fire, Grass, Water, Electric, Psychic, Fighting, and Normal or Colorless. It's the same thing. Put Drowsy on the bench, put a Water Energy, and attack with Waterfall. Got it. So we'll play out a Drowsy. This starter deck is terrible, by the way. We're not going to be choosing this to start the game. I was going to leave it up to a vote as to what deck I would start with, because in this game you get a starter deck of one of the 3 basic starter types, Grass, Fire, and Water, and they're all called like Charmander and Friends type decks, Squirtle and Friends, Bulbasaur and Friends. But we're going to pick the Charmander one because it's by far the best to start the game with. And I'm planning on playing with a bunch of different decks throughout the game to kind of show off what different strategies are available. Because when I played through on my phone, I just did mono red fire blitz, basically, and it got really easy towards the end, so I'm going to try and shake it up for the Let's Play. Oh, damn it. What did he say? Put Staryu in play? Okay. I predict that in next turn, we're going to draw a Starmie. We don't have a Starmie yet, though. I'm just making a prediction here. We'll see if it comes true. Yeah, so basically, a lot of Pokemon will have... I should have read what he said to do. Water Energy... Attack? Okay, I guess right. It seems pretty straightforward. So yeah, types... Pokemon will have resistances and weaknesses. I'll show it next time I get a turn here. Not all Pokemon have a resistance to something, but most Pokemon, I think... I don't know if all, but a lot, certainly a lot, if not all, have a weakness. And you can take that into consideration when you're playing. So as far as types go for attacks, there are no types for attacks. They do require different types of energy, but they don't actually have a type as an attack. So there's no same type attack bonus, and I forgot to show you. It doesn't matter if it's a grass type with psychic energy, you know, as long as the move... Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna take my time through this next turn so I can show you guys a few things. It doesn't matter what type of energy the move requires. All of your Pokemon's attacks will count as the attack type of your Pokemon. So we have a Staryu in play, and whether we're using like Pound or Tackle or whatever, like doesn't matter, it's still a water type attack. Okay, so let's check. Let's look at the play area. So basically, this is the table. This is what you would see if you were playing a paper, and it would be real cards, obviously, instead of just the art. So you would have your cards down here on your bench in the bottom, these 5 slots down here. And those are Pokemon that are sort of queued up and ready to be put into play. And then you have your Pokemon that's in play, and your opponent's Pokemon that's in play, and your opponent's bench. And then you can see off to the side, I can't get the cursor to go to it, but over here we can look at our discard pile, which is cards that have been thrown away. So energy Pokemon that have been killed, energy Pokemon that were attached, or energy cards that were attached to Pokemon when those Pokemon fainted, trainer cards, which are basically like spells, they have some effect. We can look at our hand, and then there's our deck, 44 cards, and just above our deck is the prize cards for our opponent, and over here on the left is our prize cards for us. You can see we've already taken 1 each. So I can inspect the Staryu here. So you can see at the top, E, that's the energy line, and it shows we have 3 water energy currently attached to Staryu. And then HP, and there's a series of circles. Dark ones are ones that we've been damaged. Those are our damage counters. In this game, basically all health and damage is in units of 10. So your Pokemon will have 60 health, and the attacks will do like 10, 20, or 30 damage. There's no numbers less than multiples of 10. I'm not sure why it was done that way. They could have just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of doing it that way, but whatever. Maybe they wanted more granularity later. So then below the picture, which is actually a pixel art of the actual Staryu card art, I'm going to put in this Let's Play a few scans of the actual cards that I own from these sets, because I think it's kind of cool how they did such a great job copying the paper game. So we have the attack Slap. It costs 1 water energy, so the energies don't go away after we do the attack. That's just a requirement. So in order to use Slap, we have to have 1 water energy or more attached to Staryu. And then over on the right, you can see Slap does 20 damage. Farther down, there's a retreat cost, which is colorless, which is what the star symbol is, colorless. That just means we're going to have to take an energy card off of Staryu if we want to retreat it to the bench and put something else into play. Some Pokemon don't have a retreat cost. Some of them, like evolved forms, have high retreat costs. So once you're committed, you're committed. And then there's a weakness. Staryu is weak to electric, that is a lightning bolt. And then Staryu does not have a resistance, so there's just a blank there. Alright, so... yeah, alright, let's slap him. Oops, damn it, Alright, do it again! Okay, evolve and attack with water, or the... whatever it's called. Starmie! Starfreeze! Paralysis check! Yes, so some moves will have an additional effect. Look at the Pikachu coin head, that's hilarious. Some moves will have an additional effect, where they'll do some damage, or maybe not, but they'll also have a coin flip or something associated with them that says, if you get heads, the Pokemon, your opponent is paralyzed, which means they could not attack on that turn. That's what paralysis does. Or they could go to sleep or get poisoned or whatever. There is no burn, I don't think? At least not in this first base set. There's no burn status ailment. There's just sleep, paralysis, poison, and confusion. I think that's all of them. Oh, we're about to win here. So you can see Starfreeze does 20. It says so over there. So you give you your little options here. And then the star next to it, I think, means that there's another check that's going to happen? I don't know. And they even put in little animations and stuff here. It's so cute. Machop was knocked out. So now we're going to draw the last prize card and win the game. Well, we win the game of Pokemon trading card game. We haven't beaten the game yet. It's not that easy. It's a game in which you try to knock out as many of your opponent's Pokemon as there are prizes. That's the gist of it. Read the fucking manual. I love the music in this game. Try them out. Choose different things. Pokemon. Let's build your deck. Did you bring your cards? I guess so. Apparently I already had cards, but I thought I was just starting to play. Maybe I just cracked some packs already. What kind of deck do you want? I want the Charmander and Friends deck, and I will... Whoop, god damn it, why is it defaulting no? I want this deck, and I will explain why in a minute here. A Charmander and Friends deck, and some other cards. You should duel with many different people. Why don't you go to one of the card clubs? Okay, so the card clubs are basically your gyms for this game. So let me... Oh, look at that menu music, man. Let me run outside real quick. So here is... I think the name of this place is actually like Pokemon Trading Card Game Island. I don't think they bothered to give it a real name. I'm not sure about that. Someone will have to tell me in the comments, but I think that's the name. I saw it on the Bulbapedia. So we have all these locations we can go to. All these clubs are basically gyms. Each one of them will have a club leader, club master, maybe they're called. They're like the gym leaders. We gotta beat all 8 of them before we can go to the Elite Four. And it's not called the Elite Four, but it's exactly the same structure as other Pokemon games. So there's also the Pokemon Dome and the Challenge Hall. Pokemon Dome is like the Elite Four. That's where the last things are. Challenge Hall, I don't actually know how that works. I'll have to learn about that and let you know. And then there's Question Mark's house. Let's go up there. There is nobody here. You can hold the B button to walk a little faster. It doesn't actually change your animation. You just do your walking animation, but go a little further. It's hilarious. What is this? Can I read the book? I'm still walking in place. That's weird. Oh, now I'm not. You can create powerful combos by combining the abilities of 2 cards, Pokemon powers, and trainer cards. Okay, so let me show you what this deck looks like now. We can go to our pause menu, go to deck, pick our deck and modify it, and we can scroll across the top here. So you can see the 7 types: grass, fire, water, electric, fighting, psychic, normal, and then there's trainer cards and energy cards. Those are our options for building a deck. And to this day, I think the Pokemon trading card game works similarly. They've added more card types. In addition to, I don't know if supporter is different than trainer or a subset, but there's supporter cards now that are a little bit different than regular trainer cards. And then there's more kinds of energy and more kinds of Pokemon. They've added at least Dark and Fairy. There might be another one, maybe like Steel? I'm not actually sure. But yeah, there's more types now. So this is how it was back in 1998, and I love the simpleness of it. So our starter deck has the Charmander evolutionary line. Starting off with Charmander. He does 10 damage for 1 energy, and for 30, for 2 energy, one of which is fire. That's that symbol on the left there is fire. We can use Ember and does 30 damage. But here's how a lot of fire Pokemon work. We have to discard a fire energy attached to Charmander in order to use Ember. And that continues right up the line. If you look at Charmeleon, he has a regular old Slash that does 30. But if we want to use Flamethrower for 50, we have to discard an energy card that's attached to Charmeleon. And then there's Charizard! So he has a Pokemon Power, Energy Burn, as often as we like on our turn before we attack, because attacking is the last thing you do in a turn. You may turn all energy attached to Charizard into fire energy. And then you can use Fire Spin if you have 4 energy. You have to discard 2 energy cards in order to use it, but it does 100 damage! Look at that freaking art, too. That is so beautiful. The pixel art's great. And then there's, you know, it continues up the line. We got some Growlithe, some Arcanites, Ponytas, Magmars. Right now this deck is kind of a mess because we're playing 3 different colors of Pokemon, which is kind of bad to start off with because we don't have the support for it. So a lot of time we're going to be drawing electric energy and fire Pokemon and just feel dumb because they don't work as well together. So basically there's some stuff like Diglett, you see you have to have a fighting energy in order to use Dig, and you have to have a fighting energy in order to use Low Kick on the Chop, but on Pikachu his Gnaw attack is colorless, so you can use any type of energy to use Gnaw. So some of these Pokemon are a little bit harder to play with than others. And then we have some filler normal types. Alright, so let's talk about trainer cards. These are basically like your spells. Everything that isn't a Pokemon or energy is going to be a trainer card. Some of them are really powerful, namely, and here's the reason we chose the fire deck to start with. It comes with 2 Bills and a Professor Oak, which are characters from the Pokemon video games, if you don't know, and the anime. Professor Oak, probably one of the most powerful cards, if not the most powerful card. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. At first it's sort of like, that doesn't seem great, because you draw 7 cards at the beginning of the game, so you're going to discard your whole hand to draw 7 more? Well, here's the thing. If you only have 1 or 2 cards in your hand, you just get to cast Professor Oak, or I don't even know what the terminology is. You get to play Professor Oak, and then only discard maybe just the Professor Oak card, and draw 7. So it's insanely powerful. And then Bill is just a card that says draw 2 cards. So you play with a deck with 4 Bills in it, your deck basically has fewer cards, because as soon as you draw Bill, you just immediately play it and draw the next 2 cards. And it's pretty great. I think, oh wow, I'm just realizing this. I think the symbol to the right indicates the rarity of the card. I think Circle is a common, and Diamond is an uncommon or a rare? I think Star is probably rare, so I'm gonna go Diamond is uncommon. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so then you have your other items, like you got your computer search. That's just discard 2 cards in your hand, in addition to computer search, to search your deck for any card and put it in your hand. Plus power will buff your Pokemon's next attack. Switch lets you switch out your current Pokemon for one on the bench without paying the retreat cost. Potion takes 2 damage counters off and effectively heals 20 HP, just like the video games. Full heal gets rid of your status ailments. And then we got our energy, which right now is a mess because we have 3 different colors, and it's really sad. Cancel. Quit modifying the deck, yes. Alright, so, let me real quick change some options in the menu. We're going to run back to the laboratory real fast. I want to change the text speed to as fast as possible. I want to show all the animations because they look cool. Card? Oh, we can just look at our cards. I didn't know that. That's handy. Cool. Oh, and it shows we have 90 cards at the top. Is that 90 total or 90 different cards, I wonder? I don't actually know. We do have some other types. Like, we have grass types, and water types, and psychic types, just not very many. And we don't have the energy to play those types. We don't have any grass energy or water energy. You can't play a deck with only 4 grass energy in it. You're just not gonna. You're never gonna find them. So we're gonna go in here and play against Aaron, Ho-Ho, not to be confused with Ho-Oh. Won't you duel me to test your deck? So if we beat Aaron, he's pretty easy. We're gonna play against his grass deck because we have a type advantage. If we beat him, he'll give us a prize pack that just has energy cards. So that's a great place to start because we're going to want to reduce our deck down to just a couple colors as soon as we can. See, like, look at this. We got Charmander, and then we got no fire energy to go with it. And a Machoke we can't play because we don't have a Machop. So we'll put Charmander into play. This is a little dicey because we only have the 1 basic Pokemon. So you can see in your hand the way the types look. The energy cards just have the energy symbol, and God, those look cool. I'm going to take this as an opportunity to stick in a picture of the coasters I made out of Perlers that are the 7 initial types of energy in Pokemon. Isn't that cool? I just wanted to show that off. And then you can see Charmander has a little up arrow with a 1, which means he's a first evolution Pokemon, stage 1. So that just indicates that. And then T for trainer card. So we're in a precarious spot right here. We only have 1 Pokemon in play, no one on the bench. So if our Charmander dies, we get to go second. Ugh, we just automatically lose. It's not going to happen on turn 1, probably. Oh, and he has Bill. He's got so much better luck than me. And he puts an Execute on the bench. Attaches a Grass Energy to his Nidoran. And Furious Waves. Flip 3 coins. There's a lot of coin flipping in this game. This attack does 10 damage times the number of heads. 1... Oh, he got 1 of them. Okay, and okay, so just 10 damage. Not bad. What do you guys think of the pixel filter that I have turned on right now? Do you like how it makes the game look? I don't know if you even noticed, but it sort of rounds off some of the edges. I think it looks fine. I like the way it looks, at least. Alright, so I'm going to put a Lightning Energy on the Charmander, which will let us use Scratch. But, yeah, so we're kind of headed towards... We want to evolve into Charmeleon, but we can't evolve a Pokemon the same turn it was played. So we're going to have to wait until next turn to do that. So let's Scratch, and that'll be our turn. So this isn't, for those of you who maybe know how Magic the Gathering works, Pokemon is a much simpler game. Okay, he's got 2 energy, he's going to Fury Swipes again. There's no second main phase, so basically after you attack, your turn's over. Even if you draw a prize card, after attacking and killing the opponent's Pokemon, you don't get to play that prize card until your next turn. Fire Energy! Hell yes! Alright, put that on our Charmander. And we're not going to evolve yet, because if we evolve into Charmeleon, we don't have enough energy to use either of his attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll the dice, because if he gets a really good Fury Swipes, he could kill my Charmander, but hopefully he doesn't win. He doesn't get all 3 coin flips, hopefully. Psychic Energy on his bench to Execute. Alright, just missed 1 of them. Oh my goodness, please no. If I swear, if I lose this... Okay, I was like, if I lose this first duel to coin flips, I'm gonna be so sad. Alright, that's a relief. Alright, I could have used a potion there, but why? Well, I like to live dangerously. Alright, so let's put a Lightning Energy on him. Let's play our Charmeleon down, evolve our Charmander. We still don't have another Pokemon to put on the bench, so I'm still a little bit scared, but I could Flamethrower here, but I actually can't. I need 2 Fire Energy, so I'm just gonna Slash. Deal 30 damage and pass the turn. Hopefully we draw another basic soon. A Machop would be ideal. Alright, let's see how many heads he gets this time. like I said, there's a lot of coin flips in this game. So let me explain how the status elements work. That way I've gotten all the rules out of the way in this first video. So there is sleep, which is usually the moves that put Pokemon to sleep. I'm going to use a potion here. Take off 2 damage counters. And I'm not going to put any more energy on them. I'm just going to slash again. Moves that put Pokemon to sleep, usually it's a 100% chance. It's just like Hypnosis. Target, your opponent's Pokemon goes to sleep. Oh, he just evolved something on his... I'm skipping his stuff really quick. Let me look at his bench real quick, because I'm not paying attention to what he's doing. He's got a Kakuna he just evolved that knows Stiffen, which is apparently different from Harden. If heads, prevent all damage done to Kakuna during your opponent's next turn. If you get a heads. And then Execute. Oh, this is a great Pokemon. So yeah, here's your example. Hypnosis. If any Pokemon is now asleep. So once a Pokemon is asleep, after every turn, that Pokemon's trainer will flip a coin, and if they get a heads, the Pokemon wakes up. So Hypnosis will always work here, but there's like there's exactly a 50% chance that the Pokemon will just wake up immediately and it won't do anything, basically. So it's unlikely you'll be asleep for long when you get hypnotized. Call for family. Search back for another Nidoran. That's cute. Alright, we'll put another fire energy on the Charmeleon, and I'm not going to... Did I draw another fire energy this turn? Oh, it must have been a prize card. And I'm gonna go ahead and Flamethrower. Let's speed this process up a little. Why not? So the other status ailments are Confusion. If a Pokemon is confused, I think you have a 50% chance between turns of being cured of your confusion. This is really sketchy because we are not getting the more basic Pokemon to put down. So if our Charmeleon dies, we just lose. I think you have a coin flip between every turn to decide whether or not you stop being confused. There's a Diglett, thank goodness, but we can't play it until our next turn. And then when you're confused, if you... Oh, you played a Abra on his bench, put an energy on it. When you are confused, if you attack, you flip a coin, and if the coin comes up tails, you damage yourself instead. I think it's 20 damage. Alright, let's see if we get to wake up. Hey, we get to wake up! So you see, his Hypnosis did nothing, basically. Eradicate, cool. Okay, Diglett on the bench. Fighting energy attached to Diglett, so it can come into play soon. And we're gonna go ahead and Flamethrower and kill this Execute. 100 damage due to the weakness because it's a grass type. And we draw a switch for our prize card. Cool. Now he just has a Kakuna in play. If we draw another fire energy, I think we just win. Because I'm pretty sure Kakuna is going to be weak to fire. Oh, he's going to stiffen. So if he gets heads, he won't take any damage next turn. Okay, well, we're going to be here a minute. Kind of annoying. Fighting energy, sure. Nothing else to evolve. I guess I'll just put another fighting energy on the Diglett. And I can go ahead and slash, but it won't do anything. Yep, did not receive damage, but he is weak to it. Now you see I used slash, but he still said he was weak to it. That's just because Charmeleon is a fire type and it's a grass type. Or just because it's weak to fire. So even though slash you think, well, that should be a normal type move. Not in this game, it's considered fire type because Charmeleon is too. And you got another heads, so we're just going to be here for a while, basically. I'm going to keep hitting him just out of principle. Ha! You're weak to my slash! Alright, other status ailments. Poison, my personal favorite. God damn it! I can't do any damage to the Kakuna, man! That is the stiffest Kakuna. Hey, Magmar. That's a cool Pokemon. We'll put him on the bench and just pass. So, once Pokemon is poisoned, the poison does not go away. Oh my goodness. It just sticks around forever unless it's healed. Hey, a Bill. Let's play that. Draw 2 more, see? It's like we just have to draw an extra card this turn. Fire energy, sweet. Now I'm not going to be silly and use Flamethrower because I have to discard an energy whether it does damage or not. So poison doesn't go away unless it's cured. And basically, I keep saying basically, but this game is pretty simple. After every turn, the poison Pokemon will take 10 damage. Take 30. Alright, can we win this turn? I don't think so. We'll cast Bill, draw 2 more cards. Doug Trio. Oh, I think we can probably win if we put Doug Trio into play. Oh, not quite. Earthquake takes 4 fighting energy. We're never going to get there. Okay, Meowth on the bench. And I can use a Flamethrower here. Put his Tauros down to just 1 damage counter left before it dies. And we'll see what happens. I think he has to win his coin flip in order to kill us. Oh, no, Pete, we're gonna die. Oh, if Tails, he becomes confused as an effect of his ability. So Poison is really cool because it just hangs around and does damage to the opponent's Pokemon after every turn. So it's pretty good. We're gonna win here because we're just gonna hit him with Diglett and end the match. Dig! Boom! 10 damage. Actually 20 because apparently Diglett uses fighting energy even though it's ground type. They had to simplify it. So Tauros is colorless or normal, so it's weak. So you wouldn't think normally Diglett would do double to Tauros, but it does in this game. Alright, so we get a booster pack. I don't know why it says Coliseum, because it's only energy cards. So we got grass. Oh, got some more fighting energy. More fire energy. Oh, sweet! Okay, we got 2 fire energy and 2 fighting energy. So that's good. Can we change our deck to not have electric types? I think we're currently playing all of the fire and fighting Pokemon we have, yeah. So I can't actually make any changes yet, because we don't have any other Pokemon to play. So, yeah, okay, that's Poison. And what's the last one? I did Paralysis. Is just when a Pokemon's paralyzed, it'll be cured after that trainer's next turn. And it just basically means they skip their next attack, because you're only ever paralyzed for one attack. Alright, so that is the start of the Pokemon trading card game. In the next episode, we are going to head off to our first gym, or club, as they're called in this game, and start doing some actual matches and cracking some real packs. It's going to be pretty sweet. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.